What's up guys, welcome back to my channel. If you don't know who I am, my name is Holly. I did do a mini introduction in my previous video, so if you want to know a little bit more about me, then please head over to that one and it will describe a little bit more about who I am and what I'm about. I'm going to jump pretty much straight into today's video. So what the plan is a little July favourites. I had so many things last month that actually just completely floated my boat. So I wanted to share a few of those with you guys, as hot girls don't gatekeep. I am going to apologise because for some reason it's hotter than hell itself in this bedroom today. Yesterday I officially decided to declare August as the start of Halloween, and I feel like in protest the weather has decided to shoot the sun out at me. A million rays burning me from the inside out, or that's what it feels like. So there is a fan on pretty much next to the camera. I tried to do it without and I melted. Call me the Wicked Witch of the West because I'm melting. So jumping straight in then, I have a few categories that I'm intending to hit during this video. I wanted to try and keep it as short and sweet as possible, but it turns out there's so many things that I'm actually quite excited about this month. A few of the ones that I want to hear is books, TV shows, songs, a hobby that I've been loving, skincare, hair care, self-care, staple clothing, accessories, shoes, recipes, drinks, somewhere that I've been loving to eat from, and activities. So category number one is a book that I have been loving this month. I have really struggled with reading this year. I think pretty much since I finished Onyx Storm. Fourth Wing, Iron Flame and Onyx Storm have had me in such a chokehold that then trying to read anything else has actually been such a challenge. I've got most of the way through quite a few books, and then probably in like the last 100 pages I've completely lost interest and I haven't finished them. There is a few that I do want to try and blast through and just finish off probably in the next month, because like I say, there's like 100 pages in probably like 4 books that I've just ended up not finishing. But I am coming really close to finishing a book that I actually mentioned in my previous video, and that book is One Dark Window by Rachel Gillig. She has captivated me. I wouldn't say like fully, it's still probably not one of the best books I've ever read, but I have been thoroughly enjoying it. I have been reading this on my Kindle, which is this one. I'm not even sure what generation this is. I've completely covered it in stickers. I've been loving my Kindle because I feel like when I get into a bit of a reading funk, my Kindle is so easy to read on. I can just kind of click through it and it feels like I kind of get through books a lot quicker. So my Kindle is kind of my go-to when I'm struggling to pick a book up. I have to say with this one, I don't think I'm really attached to any of the characters. I do quite like the male lead, Raven, but the heroine of the story, Elspeth, I'm not really sure I'm fully connecting with. I am finding it quite easy to chew though. I'm getting through it like fairly easily, and I'm probably in like the last 10% of the book. It would just be quite nice to actually tick one off and say that I have finished a book this month. I do have another one which I think is The Villain's Apprentice. Has 100 pages left to read over there, and I've kind of tried to work through that one this month, but again I paused at 100 pages. So this is the only one out of the ones that I've attempted to read in the last couple of months that has really held my attention and has got me to the end of the book. So, you know, it might be like a 3.5 to 4 star read by the end of it, unless something really crazy happens and drags me in, but I've been thankful for it for actually getting me to finish one this month. Next on the list is a TV show that I've really been loving this month. I've been watching quite a few. As you know, if you watched my previous video, I watched We Were Liars. I'm in the middle of The Summer I Turned Pretty. I've watched the entirety of You. I've watched... Do you know what? I can't even remember what else I've watched, but I've definitely blasted through quite a lot of TV shows this month. But the one that has stood out above all is Dexter Resurrection. Me and my lovely boyfriend Jack watched Dexter kind of when we first got together or first like moved in together, and I became completely hooked. He'd watched it before, I had not, and I think like the most recent season, which I think was like season 8 or 9, came out like while we were watching that, and that's why he was kind of like, oh my god, you need to watch this series. We have it on box set, all 8 series, and I want to watch them over and over again. This is just like triggering my love for this show again. I think they've done such a great job of bringing it back. Sometimes I do find that when they try and kind of revive a show, show that's been gone for quite a while, that they can kind of ruin it. But this season, I haven't been able to think of anything but, I think we're like 4 or 5 episodes in at the minute. A new episode comes out every single Friday. I need Friday to be here now because I cannot stop thinking about this TV show. So if you haven't watched Dexter, I'm not sure whether you can stream the original on any platforms. I actually didn't check, but if you can, I'll list them here. Watch it, get up to date, get hyped with me, because I don't think I know anyone else that's watching it, and it's really sad. I don't want to give any spoilers to the major premises of what's going on at the minute, but to give you a quick rundown, Dexter is a homicide detective based in Miami, specifies in blood splatter patterns and trying to figure out how a murder was committed. So he's probably more forensics team, but he is in the homicide department. Dexter utilizes his position in the police force to hunt down serial killers and kill them himself. It's just so good. If you're like a true crime girly and you're like looking for your next fix, even though this isn't true crime, it really does like scratch that itch for me. So I think like the true crime girlies will be all over this TV series. It's so good, it's so good. So the next one on my list is songs that I've been loving this month, and I'd have to say that I've probably actually got a top 3 rather than one specific song. So the first one is Dirt on My Boots by John Pardy. It's such a little country banger. It gets me all hyped and excited. I find if I listen to it on my way into work, I enter work in a good mood, and equally if I listen to it when I'm in the gym or going into the gym. It's just a little upbeat country song, and it's just such a good vibe. Next is Excuse the Mess by Ella Langley, another country song. I am fully in my country music era at the minute, and this song is just so beautiful. It took me a minute to warm up to Ella Langley. I think the song, I don't even know what the actual title of the song called, but it's like, excuse me, you look like you love me. It was everywhere, and it ruined it for me. I loved her initially when I first heard that song, but that song was so overplayed that then by the end of it I just couldn't hack any Ella Langley. But this song and Weren't for the Wind by Ella Langley as well, both of them have kind of like drawn me back in. She's like a warm embrace. I've returned home. So sorry that I thought badly of you ever, Ella. But yeah, Excuse the Mess, piece de resistance. And finally, Mayberry by Rascal Flatts. I am a fan of the movie Cars. The classic Life as a Highway by Rascal Flatts is naturally a song that is quite high on my favourites in my playlist. But this one, again, it's just so upbeat. It's got this fun little country feel. It puts you in a good mood. It makes you feel positive and happy. It's such a good little summer song when the sun's out. Obviously, I'm not going to play any of these right now because I don't want to get demonetized, but I do recommend going and having a listen if you're a country fan, because I do love this lineup. That's so good. Next on the list is a hobby that I've really been diving into this month, and I would say that there's 2 that I'm currently equally putting time into. Number 1 is I've gotten really into colouring. I'm quite enjoying the Coco Wyo colouring books, specifically anything Halloween related. If you can't tell, I'm an autumn girl, as I stated at the beginning of this video. Anything Halloween, spooky cuteness, I'm probably gonna buy it. So I've been enjoying like just doing a little bit of colouring. I tend to pick this up at work when work is quiet. A lot of my job is just kind of watching and reacting, so rather than me ending up doing stuff like being on my phone, I tend to try and pick this up instead. And I've actually been really enjoying it. I've been finding it really calming, and actually finding that I'm not too shabby at it either, if I do say so myself. This is probably my favourite page that I've done. I'll hide behind the camera again. Just again, anything ghosts, anything cuteness, I just think adorable. I have been using alongside this are the Touch New markers. Can't lie, saw these all over TikTok and your girl had to buy them. I did try the Hoo markers that were everywhere all over TikTok as well, but I didn't get on with them as well, weirdly. They don't have as like higher quality feel when you're actually holding the pen, but the Touch New markers are so much more blendable and usable, and I just liked the finish a lot more. Hobby number 2 is knitting. So I've been really getting into knitting, and I completely blame my friend Ellie for this. I picked this up in January and I've knitted a few scarves. That was kind of my starting point. It was a fairly easy starting point. I did attempt to make one for myself at the very beginning, but I kept dropping stitches and stuff, and the finish just wasn't great, as you'd expect on your first knits. But once I got a bit more comfortable with that particular stitch and that process, I then picked up a jumper knit and have completed all the panels for it. I've yet to sew it together because it did come in panels. So I've done like 2 arm panels, a front and a back panel. All of it is in garter stitch, which is just a standard knit stitch. So I'm actually working on my next one right now. This pattern is the Audrey sweater from Wool and the Gang. Again, Ellie introduced me to Wool and the Gang, and I've been pretty comfortable kind of staying within their remit at the minute. The 3 patterns that I've had and done so far have all been Wool and the Gang. I find them really, really easy to follow. This particular back pattern has introduced me to the rib stitch, which so far so good. Obviously, as you can tell, it's very, very early on in the jumper. This is the first panel. I think again, it's another one where it's going to be like 4 panels, 2 arm panels, a front and a back panel, but it's going to be in this entire rib stitch. Recently, like I said, I have done quite a few scarves. I ended up giving them away, and the first one I did for myself I didn't really like, so I have actually re-knit myself a scarf. Funnily enough, this is just some like synthetic wool from Aldi that I saw in the middle aisle one time, the holy middle aisle. But I think that it is a lot cleaner than the first knit. There's no drop stitches. The lines are so satisfying to me, and I really love like a chunky knitted scarf in the winter. So it's quite big, chunky, and it's yellow, which makes me really excited because I am a yellow girl through and through, always have been, always will be. And I just need to thread the loose threads through. So the long loose threads that you can see are where I connected the next ball. So I need to trim a couple of them down and then like thread them into the scarf. But bring me spooky season, bring me pumpkin spice lattes, bring me cable knit sweaters. I'm over summer. I'm a spooky girl. Give me ghosties. Give me it all. I want it now. Next on my list is skincare. So I used to, I'd say, overcomplicate my routine. I really wanted to be one of those girls that had like the 10-step Korean skincare routine. But I think my skin type just doesn't agree or doesn't like that kind of process. It's almost too overcomplicated for it. So I've slimmed it completely down, and I now use 1 product and 1 product only. This is the Liz Earle Cleanse and Polish. However, it is quite an expensive face cleanser. This 200ml bottle is £30 retail price, which I understand is not in everyone's budget. I do tend to get this from TK Maxx because they do tend to get it in there quite regularly. So the last 3-4 bottles that I've had, I've been very lucky to find within TK Maxx, but it still is a pricey product. So in TK Maxx, it's £19.99. I've still got the sticker on here. Like I say, it still is expensive. I understand that this product is not going to be for everyone. It is a hot cloth cleanser, and I do find that it keeps my skin feeling very glowy, very healthy. It helps get rid of blemishes. I don't have any blackheads while I'm using this product. It really seems to get under the skin and makes my skin feel super clean. So if you can find it within your budget and you need just a simple product and you don't want all the bells and whistles, this tends to seem to do it all. My skin feels highly moisturised after as well. This particular one is the Rose and Ginger, which smells so good. The previous one I used was the chamomile one, and that seemed to agree with my skin quite well. So I'm interested to see how this one does, but it smells really good. It smells so good. It smells like a spa. Next on my list is hair care, and I actually have 2 products that I have in this category because I cannot get enough of them. So number 1 is the Pantene Nutri Pro V Keratin Protect Oil. This stuff has been part of my hair routine for quite a while now, and I don't think it's going to be going anywhere anytime soon. It smells absolutely fantastic, and it really makes my hair feel $1,000,000. I just put a few pumps in my hand and run it through the ends of my hair. I have done so today, and I feel like it really adds like a really healthy shine, which I really love. It also just makes your hair feel really soft and helps it to recover from like heat damage and things. Like obviously it's pretty obvious that I've curled my hair today. I feel like my hair feels still really soft and really healthy despite the fact that I used quite a high heat setting on it. It is, I'd say, again, it's probably more of a slightly luxury product, but this one is £6 in comparison to the previous skincare product. I'd say for me personally that still feels quite affordable, but I do understand that again, £6 on hair care is not always completely sustainable. So again, it's probably going to be one of those kind of treat-like products. But if you can afford to splash out and just have this as part of your hair care routine. My hair has absolutely loved it, and it feels so much stronger, healthier, and also it keeps me going through like hair wash days. So I'll try and leave like 4 or 5 days between hair washes, and sometimes my hair can look a bit dull, flat and tired by the end of that week. This seems to revive it, make it feel a little bit stronger, make it feel softer, and like I say, adds that shine back into it. Another product is a more recent find. I've probably literally only been using this month, but this is the Difeel Biotin hair mask. I have been using this twice a week, so in 2 hair washes, and I've been using it in place of a conditioner because I don't think you need to double up. This seems to give my hair like a salon finish every single time I use it, to the point where every time people see me straight after I've used this, it's, have you just dyed your hair? Have you just had your hair done? Your hair looks so good and shiny and healthy. I feel like it's reduced the number of split ends. I can't really see any split ends, and I again put it down to using this product. My hair always seems so healthy and full, and it's really reduced the amount of fallout that I get, and I have a really high level of fallout from my hair. I do think it is helping with hair growth as well, because this used to be extremely sparse when I lifted up my hair, but I have seen new growth, and in general like it all seems a lot thicker. Again, this was a product that I picked up from TK Maxx, and I picked it up literally on a whim, a last minute decision, and I was like, oh, that sounds good, I need some help with hair growth and hair strengthening, so let's give it a go. And it must have been like £6. I think it retails for like £8 if you go on to like Amazon or something. It smells fantastic. It smells super fresh and super clean. If you are a girl that suffers with high fallout, suffers with dull hair, suffers with probably quite flat hair as well, this product is one that again you need in your hair care routine. Next on the list, I put down self-care. There's not really been any kind of like self-care products that I have been using. However, I do kind of class perfume as a bit of a luxury item, and I would say that like smelling good would potentially class as a bit of self-care. So I'm including this perfume. This one is the Floral Lavender Perfume by Dossier. I believe that this is a fragrance inspired by YSL Libre, which is a perfume that my mum wears all the time, and I've grown up absolutely loving the smell. This smells it smells really fresh. It smells, you can smell like the lavender notes. It smells almost quite ambery at the same time. It's just so light, and it has such like a luxury, expensive feel to it. This bottle, this teeny tiny bottle, is £30, which I'd say probably still is quite expensive for an inspired buy, especially with it being, I think it's only a 50ml. Yeah, it's a 50ml bottle. However, the YSL Libre, I believe, is like over £100 for one of this size, or very, very close to £100. So if you are a lover of quite expensive perfumes but don't want to keep up with paying the price, these are a fantastic alternative. Next on my list, I've got staple clothes, and I have 2 pieces that are really high on my list of things that, to be honest, I've not actually worn much at all, but I'm very excited to wear, if that makes sense. One of them definitely is a summer piece, but the other one is, I would definitely say, more autumnal. The summer piece, the only reason I haven't worn this one is because I am waiting for this week actually. At the end of the week, me and my friend Ellie are going to a sunflower field. We take pictures in a sunflower field every single year, and it's kind of become like a little iconic thing that happens on our Instagram. It's this cute little like baby doll dress which has these beautiful embroidered sunflowers all over. It's a very like linen-y type material, so it's super like light and airy. It's by a brand called Gander. I picked this particular dress up on Vinted. I am a sucker for Vinted. It seems to have me in a complete death grip. I love recycled fashion and the idea of like breathing new life into an item. I got this particular dress, I think I got it for like £3 on Vinted, which is insane. Obviously once you pay shipping and stuff, it ends up being about like £5-6, but it's brand new. Like there's no thread out of place. I feel like it's a really good quality dress, and I got it for so cheap, and it ends up being recycled, so there's quite a lot of pluses to Vinted. But yeah, this one I've been saving for the sunflower field because I feel like it's iconic wearing the sunflowers in the sunflowers, but once I feel like I get that first wear out of it, it's going to be all over everywhere. I'm going to be wearing it all the time. The next one I wore yesterday, but it's way too warm to wear it today. I did actually want to wear it in this video, but the sun came out with aggression. It's this gorgeous cable knit sweater. It's so perfectly oversized. It's so beautiful. It's such like a soft material. I did buy like a fully wool one, but I do find wool is so itchy, and I am mildly autistic. Things like that really set me on edge. It overstimulates me massively, so I do need like much softer wools, and I find like most of the time synthetic wools tend to have that soft feel that doesn't overstimulate me. My knitted jumper collection is huge and keeps growing, and probably is the bane of my boyfriend's life. But I have been looking for the perfect cream cable knit jumper. I'm a Gilmore Girls fan, so all Gilmore Girls know that the perfect Rory Gilmore cable knit sweater is a staple in our wardrobes. This one I paid £2 for on Vinted yet again. It's super baggy, comfy, oversized, very plush. I feel like I'm going to get so much wear out of it in autumn and winter. The next category is accessories, and I have two that fall into this zone. The first one is a handbag, again a Vinted find. This is a Uniqlo bag. If you're in like the fashion world at all, I'm sure you've seen them everywhere. The block colour ones were just like, no matter where you turned, they were there, but the yellow one didn't quite do it for me. And then I went on Vinted, type in yellow handbag, and this was everywhere. It's like, I can't even describe the material, but it's like super satisfying. The gingham part is all raised. I've added just this Jellycat Skelly Bob keyring to it because I am a basic. I do want to get some kind of like tassel one to add to it, because I do feel like he still just looks quite bare on his own. But I have been using this bag constantly. I feel like it fits so much in it. My bag is a mess. Look at all these receipts. But there's loads of room. I've obviously got my purse. I carry Norafem with me wherever I go, and some glasses. It's just the perfect size. It's not too big, not too small. I don't feel like I have to overfill it. I can keep it nice and simple. And of course it's yellow. As I've mentioned, yellow girl, yellow obsession. Ticks all my boxes personally. Jeez. Next is an aggressive jacket. This one was from last season's Rita Ora Cross Primark collection. By last season, I mean last year. I saw this all over TikTok. As soon as I saw it, I've been looking for the perfect brown leather jacket for ages, and it's so perfectly oversized, cozy and warm. It was £40, which I would say is quite steep for a Primark item, but I feel like it's one that has been worth its weight in gold. I've worn this jacket so much already, but she is coming back out again. I've worn her pretty much every single day for the last 2 weeks. I just think she's the most perfect chocolate colour, stunning for autumn. As you can see, length, super long, super oversized, super baggy. I do think I sized up in this, but actually it turns out it's a size medium, so it's just naturally quite oversized. I tend to range between like a medium and large, but always try on Primark sizes anyway, because they are a bit weird and wonderful and never seem to be the same depending on each product. Next on the list is shoes, and there's only one pair of shoes that's going to be in this spot. That is my Ariat Heritage Cowgirl boots. I have worn these to death. I got them bought for me as a birthday present in January, and I have worn them within an inch of their life. I wear them everywhere I go. I wear them for work, I wear them for leisure. I may have even accidentally worn them down the yard once. I do not want to completely trash them, but they are so comfortable. The leather has already gone so soft and supple. I feel like they go with most things. They fit really well under wide jeans. They fit really well with dresses and jumpers and all sorts. I feel like they will be a great boot to wear through autumn as well. They've been great through summer. I can't see them being an issue through autumn and winter as well. I feel like they're just such like a staple boot. They're such a beautiful colour. The stitching is amazing. I've loved Ariat for years and years. I've been a horse rider since I was 4 years old, and it's such like a holy grail brand. It's quite like a upmarket one. It is a more expensive brand, but I feel like every product I ever get from there lasts forever. It really like earns its weight and is worth every penny. So never regret any purchase from Ariat. Next on the list is recipes / food that I've been loving, and there's only again one on this list for me. I have been loving making a katsu curry. This was a recipe that I tried kind of not long after moving into our property. I've made it quite a few times now and I do feel like I've kind of mastered the art of it. The last one we had was so tasty. I made it with this like ginger salad with like a red wine vinegar dressing. It was like so sweet and a little bit spicy and just decadent. I hand breaded the chicken. My mouth is just like pure saliva just thinking about it, which is so disgusting, but I love like Japanese and Korean food, and I've been able to cook a few more of the recipes while we've been in this house. I'm loving exploring that kind of cuisine while cooking and learning that actually it's really quite easy to make, super delicious, super hearty, and seems to hit a lot of macros as well. This is probably slightly more decadent because the sauce is like so super creamy and probably quite calorific, but all in all so delicious. The next is a drink, and for me it's these Viva or Vive Twisted Fruit Zero Sugar. These are like the Aldi's answer to a Fanta Fruit Twist. They're like £1 something for a box of 8, I think. I have been guzzling these no end. They're so cheap, they're so easy to get hold of. I feel like they taste so similar to what they are inspired by, but they're just so much more affordable. The next is an activity that I've been loving during this month, and very simply I'm just going to say the gym. Weightlifting, running. I've been having some really good sessions over the last month and feel like I've really kind of connected myself with the gym again. I feel extremely motivated to be back in there. I'm hitting some heavy lifts, which is really satisfying. When I first started in the gym I could barely pick up 20 kilos. Now I'm quite comfortably being able to deadlift 130, which is nuts, absolutely nuts. The level of strength and the changes that have happened to my body as a result, and the positive effect that it's had on my mental health, having that kind of structure and that kind of dedication to something has been super rewarding. And like I say, this month I've probably gotten a lot more re-motivated with it, which is like super fun. So I'd say that the gym is 100% the activity I've been loving the most during this month. Finally, we have a miscellaneous category. So I have 3 products that I'm going to add in just because I am mildly obsessed with them for no other reason than I'm obsessed with them. The first is my makeup bag. Look how perfect it is. It's like a velvety little yellow bag with this like obviously fun blue zip and blue tassel. This is from the brand Oliver Bonus. I was looking for a new makeup bag because I kept making the mistake of getting clear ones and then they just look absolutely disgusting inside. This one has been perfect. It doesn't seem to be mucky at all at the minute, but it holds everything I need it to perfectly. It's yellow, it's fun, I adore the aesthetic. I want to take it everywhere with me, shove it in every bag, but I don't need my makeup every single place that I go. I did miss makeup as a category when it came to skincare, and just to kind of discuss my favourite product as I've got the makeup bag in front of me, I highly recommend the L'Oreal Paris Lumi Glotion comboed with the Revitalift Filler Micro Epidermic moisturizer. It's like a water-based moisturizer. The combo of these two together has been absolutely fantastic. I wanted to steer away from fuller foundations because I found that they ended up looking quite cakey on my skin. These give like a more light glow. They last all day and they hydrate your skin. It gives you like a slightly bronzed look. It's extremely glowy. I do still put on a powder because I have quite an oily complexion. I basically just do a couple of pumps of this, squeeze some of the Lumi Glotion into the moisturiser, stir it up on the top plate and then apply it to my skin. Next on the list, I mentioned this in last week's video, but it's this bottle. This is the Yeti, I think 64 ounce with a chug cap on at the minute. I do prefer like the flip up straws, but the little stopper that is just behind the straw and stops it from leaking has fallen out and gone missing. I don't know where it's gone, so I can't use that one at the minute, but the chug cap works just as well. I have covered it in fun like camping, hiking related stickers, so I just love the aesthetic of it. Carrying this around is a pain in the backside because it is so big and so noisy, but because I'm so obsessed with the bottle at the minute, I have been drinking so much water. 64 ounces equates to 1.6 litres of water, so if I put 2 of these away, I'm hitting my daily allowance. Keeps me hydrated, looks cute, and Yeti's just the best brand ever. Finally, the only other thing is a coffee mug. My coffee mug switches up quite regularly. I'll become obsessed with one for a little while and then it kind of changes with my mood. As I'm going into my Halloween fall girly mode at the minute, this is the mug of choice. It's covered in pumpkins. I believe this was the autumn mug for Sainsbury's. Yes, Sainsbury's. I want to say last year. I do struggle with the feeling of the pumpkins themselves because it's like they're kind of, or even like just wanting to say it out loud, it's like they've like scratched into it and it's like the exposed pottery. But this mug is so cute. So I still am using it. I have got a new mug that my lovely friend Naomi picked up for me, which is a Ray Dunn Halloween mug, which probably will become my favourite as soon as I get hold of that. But for now, this is the coffee/tea mug of choice. I feel like it's the perfect size. It's not too big, it's not too small. You feel like you get a satisfying cup of coffee or tea. No complaints, apart from the texture. The texture is a problem. So that is everything that I wanted to cover in today's video. I hope you enjoyed it and my little explanations of everything. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Next video that I'm intending to do is a little Q&A, a little get to know me session. So if there's anything that you want to know about me, please head over to my Instagram, which is @sunflowerghoul, and just send me a DM of something that you want to know about me. If you forget, I will be posting on my Instagram story a little box where you can drop in any questions you have about me, and hopefully in the next session you'll get to learn a little bit about who I am and where I am at with life, I guess. But that is all for now. Thank you very much for watching and I will see you in the next video.